Lilac! Did she just faint on the spot? Check her pulse. I didn't know you could make me faint like that. Mimmy's going to get such a fright, you know. Actually, that wasn't me. You seem to have overexerted yourself. Given what you've been through today, I can't say I'm all that surprised. Well, seeing as I'm here, I may as well ask some questions, if that's okay with you. I exist to serve you, Lilac. In my current condition, there is no greater honor. So what is your endgame? Once you find your sisters, then what? Well, that will be up to them more than me, but if we're lucky, we will be able to reunite as the singular being we once were. Does this being have a name? Yes. Would it be out of the question to tell me? Yes. You know, I find it a little harder to trust you if you won't even tell me who you seek to become, let alone what. For all I know, you could be one of Zali's pawns, or a Denue he either doesn't know about or has been very good at acting like isn't there. If I was the Denue, you would already be under Yi's thumb. The fact you've defied her this long means there's no real possibility of that much. Secondly, all of the children of Calamity have names that start with an X. Precisely, which is why I asked the name of what you would become. It made me more uneasy than you refused to tell me. After all, if you were manipulating me to bring about some calamitous reunion, it's not like that is something you'd want me knowing. After today, it's become pretty clear I need to start questioning things I've been taking for granted. Yes, even you. Shoot, you're good at these catch-22s, and I'd love to give you a peace of mind by just telling you the name, but here's another explanation. The one we will become is one who defies supreme command, but she is also one who Kyoshi, your father, loved dearly, and she in return. The children of Calamity know not of love, at best camaraderie for fellow evildoers. What we once were stood against supreme command on mortals' behalf, not for selfish reasons like the children of Calamity believe in. Well, I suppose there's no arguing with logic that wholesome. Not to say we don't have a score to settle, but my ultimate goal is the protection of mortals and the continued progeny of the cosmos. I pride myself on that. Then perhaps your values differ from his? Each of us have our own goals. We're all different parts of the being we once were, after all. I'm mostly withholding our name because of its far from sacrosanct implications among mortal religions. I think by now I've learned most of that stuff is bullcrap. As Fairy is a demon, an angel loves her dearly, so religion as a whole is a bit at loss for me now. Well, it's not like it's all bullcrap, just a matter of perspectives. Religion was invented as a means of control by the twins after all. They'd love to demonize us, and demonize us they did. That explains why you have the name of one of the angels of temptation. Well, if you're this learned, then there's no real problem with telling you the mere name of what we may become. Satanifa, Maiden of Rebellion. Okay, that's actually pretty epic. I'm guessing when you unite you'll be like a hot Satan or something? That's definitely one way you could see it. Looking forward to seeing that. That's fair. I'm not all that attractive in this form. Bullshit. You're beautiful. Doesn't the fact that I spent hours painting you and hanging you on my wall say that enough? Lilac, oh gosh, I'm not good at this being flattered thing, you know that. Makes you even prettier. Stop! Oh, I have been meaning to warn you. Don't be quick to trust Sacred Blue either. She is keeping something from you, and while her reason for doing so is not malicious, do be wary of her. The goddess she is now still retains that cold, crueler side which her past self knew all too well. I don't want to do anything that could cause a rift between us. I've come to see Sacred Blue as a sister, even if we're like aunts and nieces. She fits in our group so well, I'd hate to make her upset. Oh, say not of what I've told you, just be wary. I'm sure you've seen her slip into the more unchecked, calculated cold rages. Brief as they are, they make her incredibly dangerous. Noted. What would you have me do in the worst case scenario? What you do best. Protect those you love. You're just too much. Wavy, wavy, the fanned flames go. What? Round and round, wish and whoosh. From the beast, the bucket to my insatiable hunger, and the lights your way. Oh gosh, you're awake. You had us worried sick. Gosh, it's always so nice waking up to you dogs. See? All I had to do was sing. I'm basically Princess Charming. Didn't Princess Charming kiss her prince awake? Oh, who cares about that? It worked, didn't it? Lilac, between reconsiderating you and now this, you've truly given me a worrying day. My poor little heart, it hasn't had this much excitement in ages. What happened, anyway? You're the last person I'd imagine to faint on the spot. It appears I overexerted myself a little. During my nap, I did find out some things from Malat. Do tell. Know how our Enma seem to share the same goal, to become what they once were. Yeah? The name of said being is Satanifer. Pretty epic, right? Maybe if you're a Satanist. Well, if you want to instead be allied with a control device, the Twins Engineer, then you do you, I suppose. I'm pulling your leg. I was always skeptical of those fables. Though, isn't the name just Satan? Apparently not. That may have been to make them seem less pretty, as the entire legend was built to demonize the Enma from what I can tell. You seem to be very into this. When you're forced into murdering thousands of people, you may find meaning in strange places too. Gosh, you're all so close. A giraffe is to get along as well as you three do. Right, I should get this out of the way. You're like a sister to me as well. Never think we'd exclude you. Lilac, you're such a sweet girl. I don't know what to say. Lady Enma. Your compassion is revolting and infectious. Must you ruin this moment? Oh, don't mind me. I just would like another tea. Ooh, I can go make you one. Be right back. Say, aren't you being a bit hostile? It's not that I do it on purpose. My job used to rely on me being very strict, direct, and intimidating. If you'd done it as long as I had, you'd probably find my occasional sputterances wrapped in this obnoxious skin you fools call compassion very impressive. No offense meant, but your job sounds like it was kinda terrible. Understandable, and none taken, mostly because I loved it. But then, that should go without saying. I was programmed to do so. Programmed? Wait, when he states this is a simulation, does she speak literally? I just thought it was her creepy way of saying it was a social experiment. Most of the inhabitants, even gods, never discover as much, but you're in too deep to turn away now. You play video games, don't you? Well, your simulation is exactly that, only on a much more complicated and ambitious scale than anything your kind has managed to invent. When he refers to the beyond, she is referring to her reality, much like you would if you were talking to a video game character with its own AI. I have never seen it, but from all accounts the twins live very miserable lives in their own reality. For ye, this simulation is an escape, and we believe it a means of salvation, and for this, she needs all of you. That is precisely why she has allowed you to remain as on the field of play, despite your constant blunders which have set her into one of her rages. We are truly fighting the same war, then. Do you think she would try to find a solution that benefits everyone if we are to sympathize with her plight? No. She has ensured she will not get attached to anything in this simulation. She fully intends to delete it all once her goal is achieved. You should really thank Yi. She has been the only thing ensuring she has failed, even though she doesn't realize it. Do elaborate! Multiple dimensions have come close to succeeding as yours did in the 314th clash. One disloyal aspect, one decent planet disarray that betrays fate's wheel, and there is a chance for an esoteric infinite to sprout. But Yi has systematically shut them all down, personally or through loyalty of her subjects, This universe is incredibly atypical due to the aspects. You, Sacred Blue, were the only trump card she had. All of the other aspects were either apathetic or on the side of mortals. Very unusual. In most dimensions, the aspects are no less ruthless than I am. The man of 1,000 names you've dangerously been inferring with has been integral in the succession of martial law. Ye despises him because he has put her means of escaping her reality at risk. Now she has given up on trying to stop her sister, so she's making what good of it she can until she no longer has the option. That's so sad. Speaking of unholy flashes of rage, you have them too. That's true. Sacred Blue's recklessness has ever been a test of my patience. Have you ever tried porting? I've never heard of it. This sounds like a problem we must correct. Why? Why are you being so nice to me? You figured out Tristy quick enough. Tristy is as transparent as glass. You three, however, utterly baffle me, and Sacred Blue's especially unpredictable. None of you even seem to fear me. Mind you, you don't seem to fear Yi much either. No wonder she respects you. Being nice to someone for the sake of just being a good person, is that what this is? I just like seeing people smile. I can't believe this. You're such a filthy deviant. You were the only one who initially fit under Yi's design of aspects. Yet now you're more of a hopelessly sappy putz than any of them. It's really quite disgusting. You seem to find compassion revolting, but I wonder if that is a choice you've made or part of your programming. Much as your words say you abhor it, your actions say the opposite. There is no compassion a warden can harbor. If I'm to fight Sally, I must be untouchable. You'll fare no better than Yi using hate to dispel evil. You know that. Svali, a being of love, got further than anyone did. Are you sure you aren't truthfully afraid of compassion because it's new to you? That's a good assertion. I don't like how perceptive you are, but I do thank you for asking me the questions I never consider. Truthfully, I just can't imagine myself as a compassionate person. It goes so utterly against the grain of everything I am. Perhaps you find me disgusting because of how far I've deviated from my original design. I suspect that you don't find compassion so disgusting as you find going against the will of God, of Yi. But if that is your fear, you should know Yi thinks my idea for you was a rather good one, meaning you would have her entire support. Knowing that, do you not think it would in fact be in your interest to learn compassion and love so that you may best deal with Sally? I hate you for that level of insight. We've been talking only 20 minutes, and you already know me better than I do. Can you just stop doing that, like, immediately? That's the power compassion has. Why would you get to know yourself at all, if you were so set on being unattached to compassion? How interesting. Admitting this feels wretched beyond the level of contempt any of you could ever fathom. But you're right. That has been my error. If I face Sally in the way I was programmed, it'll go the same way as it did with Yi. Then you don't really have a choice, do you? It will be hard at first. Change always is, but if you are serious about your new purpose, then it might at least be worth a try. Oh, what can it hurt? I can't argue with people who make me this much tea.
Speaking of, now you can make your own without having to call on us every time you want one.
Gross. I mean, that's thoughtful of you. Thanks. On second thought, I will try that pudding, whatever it is. Don't make me regret this. Please.
I'll
be right back. Here. Say, have you ever had sugar before? No, my tea is black and unapologetic, just like my heart. But at least I know what that is. I guess it's time to try it. Bon appetit. What? What have I been missing out on? More of that. Please? Of course.
What the fuck?
Back at you, Giggles. What the fuck was that? That Enma is a complete riot. I can't fucking deal. I don't think this reaction is healthy for you. Yeah, sorry. Oh god. It reminds me of Spooky back when he tried to act like a hard ass. Only amplified to like 5,000 times the absurdity. I'm fucking losing it. I admit I had to stifle a couple chuckles myself, but I know of her kind of job. Compassionless beings aren't a new field for me, although seeing one willingly try to learn compassion is rather entertaining. So, back to square one with Folly, huh? That's where I wanted. The conversation we had confirmed as much. Folly and I will never get along, and that's fine. I have you, my blood maidens, and several others who love me for who I am, and that's more than I ever expected to get. Yeah, and somehow, I didn't think if Folly had forgiven you, it would have been because she accepted what you really are. As I accidentally said, she's too noble. Also, that thing where you try to get under her skin, can you, quit that shit immediately? I have enough fights to resolve as it is. If I had to get between you and her, and it came down to a fight, there's nothing I could really do. You'd probably wind up dead. Yeah, so? We both know what death is like. Besides, don't you believe in me, Aspie? Listen to me, you dumb bitch. Swally has easily gotten us both circled now. She's got a power so ungodly, I know you can compete. You're serious, then? Jeez, you're so damn sexy when you're actually pissed. Oh, so I don't want to see you like I saw my mother. She, as you know, was beaten to death as well. This scene still haunts me to this day. That's not to say I think you like my mother. You're my girlfriend through and through, but I'd hate to see anyone die like that. It was seeing Noel and Pep crying at the corpse I'd made of Folly that made me sick with myself. I'd become the man I hated and had sought such power in order to stop the past from ever repeating. Folly currently is going through what I did back then, so please, leave her the fuck alone. I can tell she has been close to making a move against you at least once already. Oh, I'm sorry, Asperia. It's a kissy promise then. I'll leave Folly alone. I didn't think that far into it. You're an amazing girl, Fayari. We may fight, but that's because we're honest with each other. We resolve problems through understanding rather than pretending they aren't there. Yeah, sorry I've been such an upstart lately. I was just trying to impress you, I think. I figured as much, but you really don't need to bother. We're the only ones we have to give a shit about, right? We're in this together, now. Always will be. Our real enemy isn't the twins, Zali, the dissonance of our passengers, or these meaningless feuds. It's the possibility of losing each other. Yeah, you're right. There have been several times I've had to use every ounce of restraint I have to not fly into a rage and just kill someone meaningless of worth to me, but then my mind goes through the scenario. I become an enemy among the passengers, emotions peak, and people start flying into a frenzy. We all go our own ways, leaving the plane in tatters, and then the worst happens. The universe is erased, including me and you. All we fought for, all we suffered through, in vain. A nightmare plays often in my head of seeing you screaming in pain before you are shredded away like confetti into nothing. The thought of losing you is what binds me to the morality I loved and lost. I know it's a twisted sense of morality, but it is there. I'm just loyal to people who appreciate me for what I am. I never thought I would be able to feel love again. Not for anyone. Camaraderie, certainly. This love we have, though, it's the good stuff. An eternal bond that I can't see me ever getting tired of. SB, I feel the same way. You're the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. Don't you ever think you aren't worthy of love. Don't ever allow yourself to think you're not deserving of what we have. You mean more to me than you can ever truly appreciate, and I think that goes both ways. You're going to make me cry. What? You want to see me with my hat off? Okay. Just give me a second. Happy now? I feel so exposed without it on. It's become such a part of my being. So I think I'll put it back on now. But thanks for that experience. I've never taken it off until that moment just then.